Hey teacher friends, it's Katie from Team Lucky Little Learners, and you might be wondering, just who am I? So this week I want to introduce myself a little bit, plus also I want to share 14 easy, low prep, student loved St. Patrick's Day activities that will have your whole day planned. Let's go.
All right, it's time for you to get to know me a little bit better. You might be thinking each week, who is this person popping up on the Lucky Little Learners YouTube channel? My name is Katie, and I've been an elementary educator in Minnesota for the past 16 years. This school year, I had the unique opportunity to start helping teachers. So I am here every Wednesday to help you with lesson planning, low prep ideas, and just generally to make your life easier. For as long as I could remember, I wanted to be a teacher, and I loved my career in the classroom so much. But I have a passion for helping teachers find creative ideas that save time and are easy to implement. Like I said, I live in Minnesota. This year, our winter weather has been unpredictable. On Monday, we had 60 degrees. Yesterday, a blizzard.
I love living in Minnesota. I like to spend time outdoors and bring my family hiking whenever possible.
Now that you know me a little bit better, let's hop into these St. Patrick's Day ideas that I promise are oh so easy, and your students and you will love them.
My first category of ideas I'm calling art projects. If you go on Pinterest and type in St. Patrick's Day activities for elementary kids, you're going to have hundreds, if not thousands of results. And I know firsthand that can be super overwhelming. Plus also a lot of projects require tons of materials. And I'm here to tell you, I am the type of teacher who does art projects from the materials I can find in my cabinet right at that moment, because I wasn't always the best pre-planner. It's okay to admit that, right? So our first activity is going to be marbleizing shamrocks. My kids loved both of these activities very much. This first one, you put some marbles in paint and put it right on the shamrock, and the kids get to roll it around. It creates this cool little pattern. The second one is spraying shaving cream. I use this plastic tray that I could easily wash out to use again. And then I let my kids decide on some colors. You just kind of spray throughout. Then we took the back end of a paintbrush and pulled it through, kind of creating this marbleized look in the shaving cream. We chose a pre-printed shamrock template and we just pushed it right face down, right into the shaving cream. Don't shove it, just push it lightly. You do have to scrape off the excess shaving cream or it's going to be very poofy when it dries and kind of bent. Once you cut it out, it becomes this really cool marbleized look. So here's how both of those turned out. Another idea to tap into the friendship bracelet craze right now is to create some St. Patrick's Day friendship bracelets. If you don't have the letter beads, no worries. I made these for my kids saying, I am so lucky to be with you. You can also do these shamrock hallway display projects. These turn out really cute and can tap into student interest. There's example templates they can use showing them how to draw different things, or you can just have them free draw their interests in them. What a cute hallway display. My second idea is to create leprechaun traps. And I know it sounds chaotic and messy, but trust me, your students will love it. Now there's a couple ways to do this. You can keep it very simple and just have students draw a plan for their leprechaun trap right in class, and then let that be the end of it. They could come up front and describe it to the class or describe it to a group or even just to you. You can even just send it home and have them tell their parents about it. You can have them write a story about their trap as well. If you want to up the ante a little bit, you can send home this note and ask parents to send in a few supplies. This could be a gallon Ziploc baggie or a shoebox or whatever type of box. We used an Amazon box. They fill it with random little bits and bobs they have around the house, and students use that to make a trap. Or you can keep it even simpler and gather some random things you have left over, the recycle bin, some craft supplies, throw them into Ziploc baggies, one for each group in your classroom, and let the trap creating begin. This really taps into science, engineering, those STEM skills, and students love the hands-on. When I was in second grade, my teacher, Mrs. Eidenschink, did this activity, and my mom packed a shoebox full of those things that we had around our house. And I will tell you, it is still a core memory that I think about. So when I did this with my second graders every year, it was even more special. Idea group number 3 is Lucky Charms or cereal. Now I know you're thinking, of course we can do the math graphing, and that is super fun. And I would definitely recommend doing that with your students. They love it and it's super easy to plan. Print out, give the kids a pile of cereal. Another thing you can do is to practice stringing groups of 10. You can use Lucky Charms for this. However, it's a little bit hard to get yarn through those. So we tried Fruit Loops and that was a lot easier. We made groups of 10 until we got to 100 and then the kids wore them as little necklaces throughout the day. You could take a class survey in the morning. This could be their morning check-in of what type of Lucky Charms marshmallow is your absolute favorite, and then make a bar graph with this. You can also use these as a behavior tracker throughout the day. I called these lucky points and students would earn points throughout the day. Our goal was to fill the jar by the end of the day for a class prize of some sort. And a really simple idea, use the Lucky Charms as bingo game pieces. Now, really quick before I delve into my next category, if you like any of the resources you're seeing in this video, you can try them for $1. We're offering a $1 week-long trial to our All Access Teacher membership. We have over 20,000 resources in there. You can literally sit at your computer, type in a topic, and find oodles of resources ready to print, go, teach immediately. You can find the VIP link for that $1 trial in the description. Idea number 4 is to make a whole day of it. Spend the entire day focusing on St. Patrick's Day themed resources, and that includes your reading lesson, your math lesson, your small groups, your social studies, your science, all day long. Have it St. Patrick's Day themed. I like to print off this plan, which is ready to go and has links to everything I need to make my St. Patrick's Day fun. The link to this plan is in the description. And finally, our last category is Minute to Win It games. This is a really fun way to wrap up the day or to use as sort of a brain break in the middle if your students are getting a little antsy and need to move around a little bit. There's a few different Minute to Win It games that I have found to be fun and not so chaotic on this day. The first one is penny stacking, and this can be very difficult. I try to make sure the pennies are in a heap on the table so they're easy to grab with the tweezers, and students have a minute to stack up as many pennies in a tower as they can. If the tower tips over, they need to start over. You can also do this with Lucky Charms cereal. We tried this with chopsticks and it just was very, very difficult. So then we did it one-handed. So the students had to put one hand behind their back and stack the marshmallows and the cereal together to see who could have the highest tower in a minute. And again, if the tower tips over, they need to start over. The last game we played was Fruit Loops sorting. So they had 1 minute and they could only use one hand, and they had to sort the Fruit Loops into colors as quickly as they could. Really quick, a bonus tip is to use this fun character that I call Lucky Little Leprechaun. Hide him around your classroom the whole month of March, each day in the month of March, and this will help your behavior. It sort of works like Elf on the Shelf with a lot less prep. You just hide him in a different spot each day. Students have to quietly find him and remind him if they have a loud day, he will not come the next day. I hope you enjoyed these tips. Have a great St. Patrick's Day in your classroom, and I will see you next Wednesday. Now, check out these 2 videos and be sure to hit like and subscribe to never miss our teaching tips and tricks.